Info product business, how I make a full-time living in the info product business, how I've been doing it full-time since 1997, sold over 70,000 plus products online. If you thought about getting in the info product business, you're already in it. You probably ran, or you've been trying to make it, you probably ran into a few things, right? Uh, you you maybe have something and it didn't sell well. You're not really sure how you make a profit in the business. Uh, you're finding you create something and people don't buy it. These are just common things, right? These are just run of the mill common things. Everybody who gets in the business runs into it. My first attempts to sell info products did not succeed. Unfortunately, I halfway knew what I was doing. The problem is halfway isn't all the way, and you got to know all the way what you're doing. That's where I come in. That's why I exist. That's what I do is I help you know all the way what to do instead of halfway what to do. But enough of that. Let's go ahead and jump in because I sit here and tell you 1,000 words about how to make a profit in the info product business and how I do it. But, the real deal is just to show you what I do. So let's just pop on over here. And we're going to go over to resellertoolkit.com. Good morning to you, by the way. I'm doing this in the morning right now. It's 9:23 Eastern Standard Time. Give me a shout out if you do happen to be on live. So right here's a list of a bunch of the products that I sell. Right, these are a bunch of my products. I'll enlarge the screen here so you can see them a little better. So we have like the four step system, $47, Rising Tide 17, the Overwhelm Cure 97, Fail Safe system 197. My Fast Track Marketers Club coaching every Wednesday night. If you're not in it, you want to get in it, 97 a month. The MMM newsletter is actually currently 37 a month. Sales Copy Made Simple 247, Inner Sanctum 197, Take the Lid Off 197, One Sheet System 6. You can see there's a lot of products here, right? And I actually have more. We just put up a catalog. I don't have it. I haven't got the link on my website to it yet. But the point is just real freaking simple. Number one is you got to be prolific. You got to make products, which means you got to know how to get product ideas. Again, that's what I do. That's why I exist. I show you how to do it. Number two, you got to be able to create the products. That's what I do. That's what I teach, but we'll talk about that. And then you got to create the sales pages. So for creating the products, the simplest way to do it is I'm going to show you the big secret here. Now, this is a secret most other marketers are not going to share with you or tell you, so come closer and listen up, but I'm going to show you. I'm not just going to tell you. This is the secret right here. Yeah, I know. You got to, if you can't spring for a legal pad, I like to get the ones with holes, so if I want to put it in a notebook, I can. But if you can't spring for a legal pad, I guess you'll have to start out with, the little dollar notebooks, right? But I like to get the nice, hardbound, professional legal pads with as many pages as they will stick into one, right? Now, beyond that, you're going to write your topic up here. You're going to divide your topic into about 4 or 5 or 6 steps. You're going to make notes under each step, what they need to know in order to do the step. You're going to sit down, you're going to turn on a freaking video camera, and you're going to talk and walk through the outline. Now, you got 5 steps there. Logically, you do 5 videos. But now you could have 5 subpoints on each step and do 5 little small 5-minute videos, 10-minute videos on each sub-step, if you so desire. I personally don't do it that way because I really just rather just sit down and watch the whole freaking thing instead of having to click from video to video to video to video. I don't like that. Right? I just prefer to have the whole freaking video all at once, right? And so that's how you create your product. And, I got stuff that explains it deeper, how to deliver it, how to present it, and make it look all fancy and stuff. But the heart of it is you sit down, you write out your topics, your steps, you write out what they need to know about those, and you flap your gums and teach it. That's that. I know that's not a fancy explanation, but now you got to have a good sales page. This is one of mine. This is called the what. In 10 minutes, could this sheet convince anyone to do, virtually anyone to do anything? It's onesheetsystem.com. There's the picture of the sheet. And this is a sales page. So the other thing you got to be able to do is create a sales page. Now, I cannot do fancy sales pages like this. I gave it to a designer. The designer did the fancy sales page. Most of my sales pages are not that quite that fancy, right? Let's look here. But now, hang on, because I'm going to tell you the big secret of making money in this business, right? All right, so this page is, actually, this one needs to be redone. This page is really bad. This page is just awful. All right, that page has got to be redone. Page is just, yeah. I got to make a note of that so I can redo that page. All right, I'll show you one of our better designs, like resellertoolkit.com/ 4-step system is one of our real popular products here. And let's see, we got, if you're my best friend, oh crap, you can't freaking see the screen. I'm so sorry. We're going to go back and look at this again. But if you're my best friend, this is exactly how I tell you to raise your money, worries, no partners, no fuss, no muss, right, mess. And it's a sales page that's, you know, good. We had the one that I showed you that was a little bit fancy was one-step system, one sheet system. It's right here. You can see there's one sheet. I apologize for not showing you the screen. There it is, one sheet. And it's a fancy sales letter, but typically we do them more like this, right? I mean, it's nice, but it's nothing fancy. Like, you know, you could do a sales page like this or easily hire someone to do it. It's, you know, it's text. I mean, freaking come on. It's just text, right? And a few pictures. It's very simple. But this, you know, sold gangbusters. This sold gangbusters, right? And let's see here. We have, let's see here. What else we got? Secret knowledge. Just come over here and look at the secret knowledge sales page. All right. What if there was secret knowledge that everything taught today stems from? It's not the best, smoothest, fluid headline, but it's a great angle and a really good hook, right? I need to redo that headline and make it a little bit smoother because that doesn't read very good. You know, if you have time, you should read your sales pages aloud and so forth. I always did that for clients. When I write for myself, I'm usually in a hurry and I don't. All right. Now you say, well, Marlon, how do I write these sales letters? Well, the logic of them is very simple. Of course, I have courses on how to write them, but the logic is very simple. Let me just come back here full screen. The logic is just like this, is like you're creating a gap and you're creating cognitive dissonance. So you got to have a headline that doesn't bore him to tears, but neither are you out on the edge of the moon. Russell Brunson calls it being prolific. That's not how I use the word prolific, but that's how he uses it. And I think there's truth to that. Like, if it sounds too boring, ain't anybody going to read it. If it sounds way, way, way too far out there, ain't anybody going to read it. You got to be somewhere in, but it's got to be like an idea that's intriguing, an idea that's interesting, an idea that makes people go, okay, you know, maybe I should listen to this. Like, let's look at this one here. This one's not the best headline, to be honest. It was just an okay headline. If you want to write sales copy that practically forces people to give you money within 72 hours, a sales copy immersion course will give you a 5-year head start, which is all true. It's just, I don't know. It was a little bit boring. It wasn't, but I'll show you, like, here's a sexy headline here. A Marlon's mind-blowing revelation, social media on fire like you never imagined. All you do is follow a simple daily method of operation. Watch your views, lead and sales rush in. I'll prove you can get traffic in 1 minute a day, and so much more. Continue below. So this is a good one. This is what I'm talking about. The most important part of the sales letter is the headline. You got to nail a freaking headline, right? With something that's edgy enough that people are like, okay, I need to find out more about that, right? Now, I'm not out on the edge of the moon here, neither am I boring you to tears. It's somewhere in between, right? It's somewhere in between. So you got to have the cognitive dissonance there. And then in the sales page, I usually tell a little bit of a story, maybe lay out the problem, talk about the solution in general, have some testimonials, and then I will go into like bullet points and very specifically what the solution contains. I think I probably did other videos about that. Let's see if we got anybody on chat. Hey guys, if you're on, or gals, give me a shout out. Let me know your name. Let me know what's up this morning. Do you have any questions about sales copy? Do you need any help on sales copy? Are you like, good God, Marlon, I'm better than you and I use AI? Are you using AI and you're like, okay, I don't need to write sales copy anymore. You stick it in chat GBT and it spits it all out. And I make freaking fortunes of sales and money and I don't need to know about this. If that's you, more power to you. That's great. Awesome. Way to go, dog. High five. But if that's not you and you want to know more about it, need to know more about it, got questions about it, let me hear from you. Because listen, I actually can do a mind reading act. I was a magician when I was younger. I actually got paid for shows for kids that were like 6 years old and didn't know any better, but it was their birthday. It was fun. Funky. I had a rabbit in a hat. But I could probably do a little bit of a mind reading show, but actually I'm not a mind reader. So I don't know if you're sitting there going, no, Marlon, I need to know more about sales copy. Or no, Marlon, I think I'm darn good. Or no, Marlon, I'm just using AI. I just let AI write my copy, which is fine. Great. I have a product about using AI. Go freaking figure, right? So anyway, give me a shout out if you're on. All right, let's see here. So in terms of the business, number one, you got to be prolific. I showed you all my products here. Number two, you got to have really great sales editors. And then number three, you got to have traffic, dog. You got to have traffic. Now, I got my traffic largely from my affiliate program. Where I had 30,000 affiliates around the world promoting my products since 1997. Today, I do more content marketing. Like, what I'm doing now. This is content marketing. And that reminds me, here's the promo. Yeah, I know, dog. If you go over to marlonsnews.com/70K, you get a free 70-page book, How I Sell 70,000 Products Online. Yeah, that was my big freaking promo, right? Yeah. I know I had to work hard on that one. But yeah, so, anyway, the point is, excuse me, good God. This is like, part of my affiliate program here where people can promote products and get a commission. But I also do a content marketing. I'm doing a lot of content marketing right now, right? Content marketing is pretty good stuff, right? You can generate leads with it. It don't cost you much. Just a little bit of your time. And I enjoy doing these anyway. I enjoy teaching people. I mean, things that I think, so now that you stay, I always put the best to last, right? Because, some people come on, I ain't listen to this old guy. I'm getting off now, right? So, yeah, okay. So then at the last, not always, but usually I try to give you the real gems or at the end, right? That way you listen to my videos and YouTube's like, oh my gosh, this guy's really good. He may know something about what he's talking about. So here are the things that I think you need to know about the info product business. Number one, I have a huge, massive difference with Alex Hormozi, who I have the greatest respect for, greatest props to. I think he wrote 2 of the top 10 books ever written on marketing. He's great. But I have a disagreement with him. Actually, it's not a disagreement, but it sounds like a disagreement. He's like, no one has the right to give advice about anything unless they've done it. And it makes you sound like you got to sell 100 million like Alex Hormozi before you have the right to do any coaching or tell anyone how to do anything, which is not true. I love telling the story. There's a guy over on Twitter /X named, I believe his name is Tatsuki, right? I need to do a little live stream about him on another day. But he started out, he only had 50 freaking followers on Twitter. And he started doing coaching about that or products on it, whatever, and teaching people how to do it. Then when he got 100, he was teaching people how to get 100. When he got 500, he's teaching people how to do 500. When he got 1,000, he's teaching people how to do 1,000. And now the dude is freaking rolling it in. But he started out teaching how he got 50 freaking followers on YouTube. Yes. So Alex Hormozi question. Did you actually do what you're giving people advice on? Yes, dog. I got 50 followers in 3 days. That's what he did. He got 50 followers in 3 days. Immediately turned around and started teaching. You ain't, Alex, in my opinion, again, I love Alex. I'm not criticizing him. He's great. He's a brilliant entrepreneur, brilliant marketer, brilliant everything. But it you kind of get that vibe that you got to be the king of the universe before you have the right to teach anyone anything. No. This is wrong. You get 50 followers on Twitter in 3 days. Teach other people how you did it. For all the people that ain't got any followers, don't know how to do it. You got 100. Teach people how you got 100. Just like Tatsuki did, or I need to do a whole thing on him because I can't pronounce his name. But now he has, after only like 2 years, he's built up a really big business, right? I mean, I say big. I think he's making at least 6 figures a year, maybe more. I don't remember. I don't pay attention to exact numbers because I don't really freaking care. He's doing really awesome. He's just crushing it. He's just doing great, right? And in fact, would you like to see him? Would you like to see what the heck I'm blabbing about? Let's go check it out. Now, I don't know if I'll see a tweet from him today or not, but I'm guessing that I will because, pretty much every day he's posting multiple times a day. That's one of his secrets. He's good. He's really good. So, there's an interesting post, not by him, but this guy's really good too. I like this guy, Shaw. He's great. And here he is right here, Tatsuki Thomas. He says, I was out surfing this morning. 3 pretty girls to my left, some hench bloke to my right. I grouped up my first wave. I remember thinking I must look like such a noob to these guys. But then I watched them catch the next wave. Turns out all 3 were complete beginners and could hardly surf. A little lesson to stop worrying about what others think. No one's got it all figured out. Besides, everybody's busy thinking about themselves. That is so true. And so if we come over here, I mean, literally like a year or 2 ago, he only had 50 followers. And now he's got 10.1 thousand followers, and he's a coach of 100 plus creators in his, he calls it some kind of army. I forget what he calls it, right? But he does great like this. Like, I'm intrigued by this post. Understand the simple chart. You have a much easier time selling offers. I'm like, okay, dog, you got me. Let's see this deal. And broad, specific, meaningful, and measurable. Easy, difficult, guru. Okay, well, I guess I'm screwed because I don't understand his chart, but I think it's the coolest freaking chart that I've seen in a while, right? Okay. But, so this guy, does he not explain it here? Good God. I guess he doesn't explain it. I guess you just have to, figure it out yourself, right? Interesting. Well, so anyway, the point is this guy is great. And he just started out only having 50 freaking followers in 3 days on Twitter X. He figured it all out. He started teaching. People started following him. Now he's got 10,000 followers. He's got over 100 people in his coaching program. That's why I disagree with this whole Alex Hormozi thing. It makes you feel like you got to be the God of the universe before you have the blessed right to teach anyone. It's not true. It's not true. Again, I'm not criticizing Alex. I think he's incredible. Alex would probably agree with what I'm saying. He's like, yes, if they've got 50 followers in 3 days and they're out there teaching it, that's all good, right? I think that's probably what he would say. I'm just saying that, the way it comes off, it doesn't sound like that. I don't think that's what he's really saying, but it just doesn't feel that way. And I think a lot of newbies hear that and they get all freaking discouraged. I got to be doing this for years before I have the right to teach anyone. No! It's not freaking true. It's not true. I'm saying it's not true at all. All right. That's my rant. Did you like my rant? But yeah, really seriously, right? That's really the way I feel about it. All right. All you got to do is everyone, I believe, virtually everyone has something they can teach others that people want to know how to do. Like freaking everyone. Like my wife is really incredible at cooking. She's a Filipina. A different Filipino foods that other Filipinas are like, oh my gosh, how did you do this? People even have paid her to, want to pay her to cook stuff and send it to them other states and everything. She could have a whole business doing that if we had a professional kitchen and stuff. But I don't think she wants to be in that business, but she could certainly do it. And I think everybody's that way. So I don't think that you have to go years. Well, I was in the fitness business for years and years and had 5 things and did all of this stuff before I ever taught anybody anything. No. Like, I think if you were in the fitness business and you had a way, the only thing you were good at was closing 65-year-old people, but you could close them like a son of a gun. You could create a product on that and teach it, right? That's how I feel about it, right? I think everybody has expertise in something that other people want to know. Maybe it's just Filipina, how to cook, God, what do they call them? This is really bad. I haven't had enough coffee this morning. I've only had 1 cup. Lumpia. How to cook lumpia. Maybe the only thing you can do where the crap is cook lumpia. But other Filipinos are like, oh my God, this is the best freaking lumpia I've ever had in my life. How did you do it? You can sell that recipe or whatever. Training on it, videos on it, right? Have at it. Go out. Make your money. Build your world. It's your picture. You get to paint it the way you see it and the way you envision it, as long as you're helping other people. Incredible freaking business. The info product business is a great freaking business. It's what I teach people. It's what I help people get into. It's a great, awesome business with so much potential for a lot of people. And I dislike it when others put it down and put all of these things on it that are crap. I dislike it. It's not right. When I got in the business, Dan Kennedy said, well, if you're going to hire a copywriter, make sure he's had experience in direct marketing. By the way, did I tell you that I, set a record selling vacuum cleaners? Now, listen, Dan Kennedy is in this business like the equivalent of God. Alex Hormozi's up there right under him, right? But Dan Kennedy was selling. See, he was trying to eliminate all the other copywriters. I don't know that he believed that. Maybe he believed it, maybe he didn't. But what he was doing was selling it's called setting the criteria for the seller. He's like, don't hire anyone unless they do this to meet this. By the way, did I tell you I meet this, so hire me. It's a sales technique. Don't you get it? People don't see it. The people don't get it. People don't understand it. Do you see it? I teach that technique, yeah. Oh, if you want to hire blah, blah, you want to hire a designer, you want to hire a writer, you want to hire this, you want to hire that. Make sure they meet these criteria, but make sure that their cat is named Fluffy and has black and white hair on their paws. And, sure enough, your Fluffy has black and white hair on their paws. Oh, well, I better go. Now they're talking to copywriters. Do you have a cat named Fluffy? No, I don't have a cat named Fluffy. Okay, well, I'm not going to hire you. You see how that works? Freaking brilliant stuff. And it works, by the way. I'm just saying be smart and don't fall into it. I sucked at door-to-door sales, but I've written a lot of copies, sold a lot of products in my life. How come? Well, I sucked at door-to-door sales because I happen to have a problem getting really freaking nervous when I was trying to talk to people and convince them. I just was not an in-person sales person. I'm not that. You would think so. But I'm not. Because I don't like conflict, and I get nervous when there's conflict, right? No, what Dan Kennedy said was not true. It's absolutely, I think there's a grain of truth to it, but he wasn't saying it that. He was saying it so he could eliminate other copywriters and get people to hire himself. And Alex Hormozi says he ain't selling anything, but I wonder how come he's setting the criteria for the sell so hard. I don't know. But again, I love him. I think he's brilliant. Very, very smart man. All right. Y'all have a great day. If you got value out of this, you got an insight, you got a takeaway, please type it. Because listen, if you type and you interact, you make comments, Google goes, oh, I'll show this to somebody else. If you don't do it, guess what? I got 1 view. Be like, well, Marlon ain't jack. They got 1 view. Yeah, because people listen to the video, they didn't share it, they didn't tell anyone, they didn't do jack. Just say it. So share it with somebody. Share it with somebody. Comment, like, share, whatever. Thank you. I appreciate it. Good gosh. Right? And if you're coming in late, you need to go back and listen to this. There's some real gems in here and mixed in between. That Tatsuki story I'm telling you is freaking gold. Now he's got over 10,000 people and he's cranking it. He started out teaching how he got 50 followers, how to get 50 followers in 3 days on Twitter. X. Holy smokes. All right, I'm out of here. Talk to you tomorrow.